Hi guys, how are you doing? So basically we would be looking into everything about the Forex today. We have really important data that are coming out today, specifically related to the policy rate. Before getting back into the understanding of each and every aspect out there, I want you guys to actually see that what type of data which we are looking at today and how we would be analyzing them. So most important thing is we have a Euro summit which is happening. Secondly, we have Euro's policy rates coming, interest rates, and most probably you can see that they are declining it, which might be bringing a bearish effect in the euro. And then the monetary policy statement would be happening around 8:15 a.m. and this is the Eastern Standard Time, the New York time, and at 8:30 in the morning we would be having the unemployment claims that are related to the US dollar. And you can see right here we do have ECB press conference as well. So these are the data that are being uh, which are being announced. So as you know that there's a lot of tariff war going on and everything that is out there. Let's also look at a little bit on the minor news that are coming. So we do have retail sales that shouldn't be minor, but at 5 a.m. we would be getting the retail sales, and so in within like 15 minutes we would be having the Swiss unemployment rate. So most probably the forecasted rate are the same. The retail sales is actually not is would be good based on the data right now, and you can see right here that what is the retail sales is actually the amount of the change in the total value of the inflation adjusted sales at retail level. So it actually shows that how much the sales has been done. So that tends to have a relative muted impact on Germany and France and about the half of the eurozone of economy, and it is released earlier consumer spending data. So it actually basically is a primary gauge for the consumer spending and is also announced for the majority of overall economic health of the economic health of the activities and everything. So this is a general understanding about the retail sales. It's basically the inflation adjusted this adjusted sales value that is being used, and then we do have non-farm productivity which is quarterly because of the tomorrow we would be having the NFP. So it is actually showing the non-farmer productivity quarterly and then the unit labor cost quarterly and the trade balance. It's a lot of important data that is coming out specifically in the less impactful data, but it is quite impactful. Then we have wholesale inventories, and then FOMC member speaks, and then Chinese yuan data would be coming out as well. So let's quickly jump into the charts right here, and we can see that how things are specifically looking. So when we look at the charts right here, we can see that this is DXY right here in front of you. And for a simple analysis, what I've done that I've been like trying to look at how the things got shifted specifically on the from the election day to the president oval office and how things are looking now. So you can see right here that in this was the election day, then that we got a big bump on the upper side, and after that with this breakout that happened around this point, we can actually visually see that when the breakout happened, the prices were pushed on the upper side like that, and it is around about like 69 days price action that is covered right in here. And after that you can see that when the oval office was taken by President Trump, like the tariff thing and every other uh, different kind of different kinds of signs which were done for the lawmaking, you can see that the things quite shifted around and the prices of the dollar started going on the downside because of the pending decisions out there. So we can see that this was up a little bit of a pullback, and then price continued breakout of this range right here, and price went up, went into this order block right here, and we can see that the rejection which happened is quite significant from this point. And each time the prices started a little bit of a pulling back on the upper side, but we can see that right here we got a pin bar, a small pin bar, and then price continued on the downside. So what I'm really interested right now is that how the price would react around this point where the bullish momentum began, and when the prices would be coming around here, we would be like observing how the things would be looking. And it's really important to remember that NFP is coming. Things might turn around, but we need to see that how the price action actually unfolds itself. So quickly jumping into the other pairs, it would be a session for the quick analysis of different pairs that are specifically related to the United States dollar. So this is USD CAD right here. So eventually what really happened, that the dollar was gaining the momentum and it pushed on the upper side like that, and we can see right here that each time the price was breaking out but failing on this point, making a double top right here, and now the prices has started giving us a break of structure from this point, and we can see that the strength has been shifted towards the bearish side rather than on the bullish side right here. And currently the price action is not fully developed. I want to see certainly a pullback if the price continues on the downside like that, or if the price continuously break on the downside. Let's see where the price actually stops. So this is the range right here in front of us, so we're gonna monitor that, how the price specifically comes on the downside. Currently, while I'm looking at this, I personally believe that we would be getting a reaction around this point. And why this point? Because you see, this is the beginning of the move on the upper side. So this is a kind of a range, and we can see the reaction happening around this point as well. After that, the breakout actually happened. So let's see if the prices come back here around this point, and this was also a major resistance for quite a long time around here. So let's see how the price actually reacts around there. So all of the sudden, when we just look at the Swiss, so today the Swiss actually got really weak. It's not portrayed in this USD chart, but in euro and other pairs we can see that really clearly, and we can see that the Swiss actually formed a low right here of gaining the strength against a little bit against the US dollar. So sorry, Swiss became really weak. So I'm gonna like portray it right here that CHF today got really weak, and we can see that in later on in the different charts I can show you that. But currently in this scenario, we can still see that the Swiss is still weak, and we can see that the dollar is gaining a little bit of momentum from this point. But this doesn't correlate with the DXY right now, because DXY is currently really bearish. So this could be a fugazi right now. It could be a fake out in a sense, but we can see that dollar has currently like maintained this low right here. So it seems to be a quite legit reaction from the dollar right here. So let's see how the price actually unfolds itself. So we might see a little bit of reaction around here while price pushes on the upper side, and then might continue the trend like that on the downside. So the reason for the Swiss, I just kept on searching today, but I couldn't actually find a clear understanding that why CHF got so much weak. And on the other hand, we can see that the yens are like getting really bullish, in a sense that they are dragging the price of the United States dollar, because yens are considered as a safe haven. So we can see right here that continuously, like dollar has been breaking on the downside, but at this point when the dollar actually pushed on the downside right here, we did caught up our doji, or we can say it as a morning star right here, and then the price is pushed on the upper side a little bit, but they kind of like rejected around this point. So right now the price action is not clear, and let's see how actually the prices reacts around this range, so we can actually make a better understanding about it. So let's move forward. So this is Euro USD. Because of the weakness, and specifically in the dollar, we can see that euro has really broken out of this point and has pushed a lot on the upper side, gave us a great move on the upper side. So there were small pullbacks that happened around this point, and then price continued up like that. And currently the euro is on the high of this range. Right now it hasn't touched right here, so for that reason I would be much interested, because it's the policy rate are coming out, and I want to like see that how the price reacts around this point, or even on the upper point. So most probably, like for example, if the policy rates aren't being decreased today, policy rates mean the interest rates which aren't decreased today, so the euro might go directly on the upper side with which have and having a clear range right here. So let's move further. So this is euro gbp. We can see that euro has gained so much strength against the pound as well. So euro has been like a really strongest pair right here, pushing the prices on the upper side. So this makes a good amount of sense out here, that um, we can just place some of the opportunities based on this type of momentum which we actually saw in the euro. So let's see that how, if we can get a pullback or something like that. So for example, like if we get a pullback around here, because the breakout is so strong that it might not even come here, so we might see a reaction around there, and then prices can continue like that, but we really need to compare it in the correlation with the pound. So this is euro aussie, and you can see that euro has taken a control and given us a big continuation move from this point to this point. And if we kind of like look at it, it has given around like about 734 pips right here, a great move on the upper side. Similarly guys, euro and zd has given us a good move on the upper side like that, and still continuing on the upper side. And your CAD has been really weak, and we can see right here, that there were the small pullbacks that actually happened and pushed the price on the upper side like that. So make quite a good sense right now. And euro jpy has formed this type of range right here. We can see right here that it's kind of like a in head and shoulder right here, and price is actually pushed on the upper side. And it's really important to understand that why this is happening, that it shows that euro is really strong right now in the market, because the dollar is really on the breaking on the downside. And this is what I was talking about guys, that Swiss has become really weak, and we got this move today, and it is an extreme move. I haven't like literally seen this type of move so from quite a long time. So it's a big push on the upper side. And if we kind of like look into the daily right now, you can see that this is like a major push on the upper side that happened today from this point to this point, and it makes quite a good sense right now. So let it actually go on the upper side, and later on we can see that how the policy rate would have impacted. So you can see right here that pound has given us a bullish move against the dollar, but not like euro. So similarly, pound aussie is giving us a little bit of pullback right here, which we did see in the euro. And let's see how specifically the pound reacts around this point, and either we need to like actually wait to get a break and if the prices starts going on the downside. But right now, if somebody would be taking a sell position based on this kind of move, it's not valid. Of course, it's trading, everything can work and we can get a parabolic move, but for taking a perfect position, we have to specifically wait for the setup to actually develop, and then we can actually see that how things are looking. And moving towards the NZD, this thing actually shows right here that pound is more weaker than euro, so that's why we had a big move on the parabolic move on the upper side for the euro GBP, and this is basically a weakness in the pound that is actually being developed right now. So really important to remember that as well. Similarly, like GBP CAD right here, the Canadian dollar is weaker. In that sense, we can see that the pound has been in a good momentum on the upper side based on this correlation idea. So pound JPY, although we can see right here that yens were has been like if we compare it with the USD right here, the yens are quite stronger because they're pushing the dollar on the downside, and when we look at euro, it's quite strong. And similarly, when we compare it with the pounds right here, pound is stronger than yen, but yens, we can see that it's not as strong, that it just went parabolic like that, but it kind of like holding around here. As compared to the euro, we can see that pound is quite weak as compared to euro. And similarly, pound CHF, as the Swiss got suddenly weak today, and we can see that this parabolic move happened on the upper side on the pound as well. So this is Aussie USD. We can see right here that Aussie got a little bit of momentum right here, a push on the upper side, and this makes quite sense being in correlation with other currency pairs. So this is Aussie NZD, and this was the idea, that this was the trade that I had taken, but I got kind of like stopped out around this point from this move because of the spreads and everything. So we can see that the prices is continuing on the downside, so it really makes sense that the Aussies are specifically weaker than the against the Kiwis, that is the New Zealand dollar right here. So this weakness in the Aussie actually represents that uh, Aussies are the Aussies are like, what I actually mean to say is that euro is the strongest right now, then pound, and then we are comparing the Aussies and NZD. So NZD is a bit stronger than Aussie right here. So that is why. So euro is the strongest, then pound, then NZD, and then Aussie. So that is actually the correlation that I'm currently looking at based on this pair. So then we can see that the CAD is weakest. So CAD has because of the weakness in the CAD, the Aussies has taken control and pushing on the upper side. So most important thing to remember right here is that this range has been like rejected 3 times, one touch, 2 touch, and 3 touch, and now the prices might even break on the upper side like that. Similarly, the situation is that Aussies has taken the control back. Right here we can see that the bullish scenario has begun. Prices break out of the structure from this point, but right now it's like showing a little bit of weakness around here, but this doesn't mean that we just start selling it like that, although we can take that sell position. It's not a bad position, but we really need to actually compare the yens together along with the other pairs as well in order to see that how the strength of the yens are looking. Although if we actually look deeper into there, we can see that yens are getting a little bit of stronger right here, a little bit of stronger right there as well, and even we can see that um, the yens are getting stronger, so that's why dollar is being pushed on the downside. So if we actually compare with the Swiss, so we can see right here in AUDCHF right here that we can see the reaction that is coming. So Swiss is taking back the control right here. So if we actually look in there, we can see that right here. If we compare that, if we compare Swiss yens, yens are yens are stronger as compared to Swiss. So this is also another correlation that actually came out right now. So really important to remember that yens are getting a bit weaker. Yens are stronger than the Swiss, and Swiss is not that strong. So it can give us a better understanding to take a position right here. And similarly, we see NZD has become a really strong, given us a strong move on the upper side as compared to the Aussies, as we talked about that New Zealand Kiwi is stronger. And then right here, guys, this is the trade that I've placed, and it is running really beautifully. So the trade idea was that the prices pull back, continued, pull back, and continued like that. So my position is around here. This was the stop loss. I've logged around more about like 75% of my profits around this point, and now it's a free trade. My stop loss is right here. So let's see how the things actually run. Most probably, like yesterday, I was aiming for this point. That prices, if reaches there, I would be taking the profits, but it kind of like started making the wicks right here, so I took some of the profits, but still the price is running. It's fine if it takes time now, but my trade is secure right here. Similarly, we can see that yens are getting stronger right here as compared to the kiwis, and then again NZD right here. That just a sec, guys. So we can see right here as well that that New Zealand Kiwi is quite strong up here, but yens are taking a little bit of control. But we actually need to find out that is this a legit move or not, if it goes on the downside. But on the other hand, if we see technically right here, we can see that the prices has been coming back. It's just like that coil. The price moved down, then a low hanging fruit trade can push a price on the downside, but still it's not worthy right now to even enter right now in a sell position right now here. I'm just saying that as a long-term trader, guys, we need better proofs around here. Maybe a double failed top around here, something like that. Like for example, this is the high right here. So prices again try to push on the upper side but fail to break this high, break it slow around here. Then prices start coming down. Then I would be getting interested in taking any sort of a continuation move. So not worthy for me right now to enter exactly here. And similarly CAD JPY, CAD JPY, as we have discussed, that CAD is weakest than the yens right here, and even weaker than the Swiss. So we can see here that CAD is being in a downtrend right like that, pushing the prices on the downtrend. And right here, if you see that I was actually aiming for, this was the position that I actually took, and then I was aiming for again a downside move. Prices actually uh, took the liquidity from the top and then went out, stopping me out, and then price went on the downside. So it's a really good point right now to even enter. I would be considering this point specifically to enter, because I want you guys to like actually note note down the best pairs to actually take the potential opportunity. And based on today's analysis, I would be much interested in CAD JPY, because as we have discussed that yens are taking control and CAD is already weak. So right here we can see this reaction happening so much significantly, and prices can even push on the downside and even go down there. Much more valid setup than other pairs. So I would be looking at this setup. And then CAD CHF, again a valid setup right here, a beautiful setup right here. We need to actually compare it with the other pairs as well for forming the correlation effect, because correlation actually exists between these pairs. And as you know, that whole global economy is basically interlinked together. Like if one country put tariffs, so it would be impacting on another country when the export and import occurs between them. So it's really important to see that how things look. And as we can see that all of the sudden Swiss got weak, so Swiss are taking control back. And this is also a good setup right here, a really good setup with the CAD, and I would be interested in this setup as well. So again, this was the trade that was actually taken. And you can see right here that what was happening, that Swiss was taking control, and I kind of like took the position around here and locked in the profit. And now the prices are pushing back on the downside. But most important thing, guys, to remember that as Swiss and yens are quite strong as compared to the CAD, so that's why we are not seeing a significant reaction around here. So that's why the prices are being stuck right now, and it might further range until and unless like any pair takes the control back. And on the other hand, we can see that Swiss got really weak today. And let's see how it actually impacted. If you see the daily candle right here, the Swiss got really weak the previous day on Wednesday, that is yesterday. So we can see that it might stop right now here, because the Swiss are taking control back. So we need to actually see the correlation with the other pairs in order to understand that. So this is it, guys. This is a quick analysis about the pair. So most important, guys, whenever you are trading, you need to actually understand the correlation impact, that how things are looking, and all that stuff, guys. That matters a lot. So if you have any comments, any questions, if you want me to look at any pairs, so do let me know. Understand the correlation. So anyway, guys, take care then. Have fun.